We often think of a career as just a ladder, right? A straight climb to the top. But what if it's actually more like a journey with a bunch of crucial hairpin turns? And at every single one of those turns, you've got to leave old skills behind and pick up entirely new ones. Well, today we're going to unpack a really powerful framework that maps out that exact journey, the leadership pipeline.
But first, let's start with a problem I'm pretty sure we've all seen. You've got a star performer, absolutely crushes it in their role. So they get promoted to manager. And then they just struggle. Or worse, they completely fail. Why does that happen so often? It's this crazy paradox. The very skills that made you a star in your old job can become the biggest things holding you back in the new one. And this is exactly where so many promising careers get stuck.
And that's where this map comes in. The leadership pipeline, a model from consultant Ram Charan, is designed to solve that exact problem. It's a framework that basically demystifies what it means to be a leader by breaking it down into 6 distinct passages. Now think of these as transformative stages. Each one demands a whole new set of skills, a new set of values, and even a new way of spending your time. Getting these right is the absolute key to navigating your career.
Okay, so here it is. The whole journey laid right out for you. It starts with that very first step into management and goes all the way up to running an entire company. Each of these 6 passages is a major turn in the road. Now, for the next few minutes, we're going to focus on 3 of the most important turns on this path. That first leap into managing people, the big jump to strategic thinking, and then the final move into enterprise-wide leadership. So let's start with passage 1. This is the turn that trips up more people than any other. It's that very first promotion from being an individual contributor to being a manager. This is the big move from just managing yourself to managing other people. Now just look at this for a second. This is a massive shift. Your entire professional life up to this point, you've been rewarded for your personal work. The code you wrote, the deals you closed. But suddenly, your value is no longer measured by what you can do. It's measured by what you can get your team to do. That's a huge psychological change you have to make.
And the source material just nails it with this quote. The real challenge here is that you have to completely change your values. You have to learn to genuinely value planning, coaching, and developing your people more than you value hitting your own targets. Your success is their success. Full stop.
So it's really no surprise that this is where the leadership pipeline often gets clogged. New managers fall into these really predictable traps. They can't let go of the old work they were good at, so they either fail to delegate or they end up micromanaging everybody. They still value their own doing over the managing, which means they're not spending time planning work for others or actually coaching their people. This is the single biggest reason great employees can turn into struggling managers.
All right, now let's jump ahead to another super critical turn, passage 4. So once a leader has figured out how to manage people, and then move through passage 2, learning to manage other managers, they face a totally new kind of challenge. Their scope has to blow up, from leading a single function, like sales or engineering, to leading an entire business.
And here, the big shift is moving from an operational focus to a strategic one. You're not just thinking about how to execute this quarter's plan anymore. Now, you have to think about long-term profitability, about competitive advantage, and about how all the different pieces of the business, finance, marketing, operations, all fit together to create value.
To make this leap, you have to develop what the authors call leadership maturity. And this isn't about age, it's all about perspective. It means you have to learn to value functions you might know nothing about. So, if you're a sales leader, you now have to deeply appreciate what the supply chain team does. It means thinking in years, not just months. And it means learning to communicate with and really listen to people at every single level of the organization.
This quote really gets to the heart of it. The biggest thing that holds leaders back at this stage is what's called functional bias. Basically, overvaluing the area you came from and ignoring the others. To succeed here, you have to stop being the head of sales who runs a business and start being the business manager who just happens to have a background in sales. See the difference?
Okay, now for the final passages of the journey. This is moving from running a single business to being a steward of an entire enterprise. We're in the C-suite now, where the job is to oversee a whole portfolio of businesses and think on a truly global scale.
This might be the most profound mindset shift in the entire pipeline. As a group manager or an enterprise manager, your job is no longer to be the star player. Your primary role is to allocate capital and develop the other leaders who are running the individual businesses. Your success is now measured by your ability to make other business leaders successful. It's a fundamental shift from direct to totally indirect leadership.
And at this highest level, the focus gets much broader, even more abstract. It's about shaping the long-term vision and the values for the whole organization. It's about managing the soft side, the culture. It's this delicate balancing act between the short-term demands of investors and the long-term health of the company, all while juggling a complex web of global stakeholders.
So we've taken a tour of the entire map, from that very first step into management all the way to the top of enterprise leadership. But why does having this map actually matter? I mean, for you and for your company.
While the benefits are huge, for an organization, this model gives you a clear language and a framework for developing your talent. It makes succession planning a logical process, not just a guessing game. It lets you spot exactly where your pipeline is getting clogged up, where leaders are stuck, and you can fix it before it becomes a major problem. And for you, as an individual, it clarifies exactly what's expected at the next level, which takes away so much of the stress and uncertainty that comes with a promotion.
And that really brings us to the final and most crucial point. This isn't just some theory in a book. It's a practical roadmap. So take a look at this map one more time. Where are you right now? Are you an individual contributor getting ready for that first turn? Are you a new manager who's struggling to let go? Or maybe you're a functional leader who's learning to think more strategically. The real question is this: what is the next turn ahead of you? And what new skills and values will you need to master to make it through successfully?